from the House of Lords. As the milk was rather strong, we argued loud and long that the working man don't get his just reward. They said there's lots of truth in what you say, 'cause I put the question to a man this way. Now who's the bloke that's made old England what she is today? The poor old working man. And when the budget's passed to visit us, the smile and pay the poor old working man. They think that he's a dud, his name is simply mud. They treat him absolutely like a cat. He sits there on the doorstep if the doctor he should fall. Suddenly, hooray, it's twins, he hears somebody bawl. His wife takes all the credit, and he gets none at all. The poor old working man. You'll always find him there, he always does his share. In fact, he does a lot more like a cat. And at every kind of sport you'll find he plays the biggest part. He can run and jump and fight, and he can throw a pretty dart. But who's the monk they'll call up first if another war should start? Why, the poor old working man. And that's that. There's the fact of it, the last bloke to get any consideration in this world is the working man. Look at them in Parliament. What do they do for the working man? What do they do? Promise him everything, give him nothing, and before he gets it, they take it off him. Not only here, but all over the world. It's the same, even in Russia. Russia, and they brag of the freedom. They're interfering with the working man's innocent amusements, taking all the kings and queens out of the packs of playing cards. Now, if you want to go nut, you've got to have 4 town councillors and a sanitary inspector. I was only saying to our foreman the other day, he's a nice fella. I couldn't make him out when I first met him. I thought he was a little bit religious. Somebody had just dropped a paving stone on his foot. He was sitting on the edge of the barrow telling God all about it. Well, when I got over to him, he said, have you got your cards? I said, I wish I'd have known. I'd have brought my dartboard as well. He said, you've come to start work, ain't you? I said, yes, that's right. I said, let's get started. I said, how many's working on this job? He said, oh, about half of them. I said, well, where's my shovel? He said, you can't have a shovel. I said, I want a shovel. I want something to lean on, same as the other bloke. He said, get hold of that barrow. I said, right, what do I do with it? He said, well, you fill it. I said, what with it? He said, cement. I said, yes. He said, then on top of the cement, you stick 2 boards, and on the 2 boards, you stick 50 bricks. Then you run the whole lot up that plank there, along the plank there, take it to the bloke up on the top, he does all the work. I says, right, have you got a couple of 56-pound weights knocking about? He says, what for? I said, I'd like to tie them on my ankle so as I shan't break into a gallop. I tell you, it's a treat to get home at night, ain't it? I got home the other night, there was my old woman. I wish you could meet my old woman, the greatest mistake of my life. I always take her with me everywhere I go. It's a damn sight easier than kissing her goodbye. Yeah, when I got home the other night, there she was sitting in front of the fire, listening to the wireless. She loves the wireless. That's her amusement. Well, she doesn't get much out of me. You know how it is when you get my age, you soon have half ounce of tobacco. As a matter of fact, she calls me night starvation, but I don't let that upset me. He can't upset me. I've been insulted by experts. I never argue with my old woman. She's too tough. She comes from a tough family. You should see her mother, 84 years of age. Sits in front of the fire with a couple of crowbars, knitting wire netting. My old woman's all right in her place. She ain't there yet, but I will say this for her. She's 1 in a million. 1 in a million. If you saw, you'd think she was won in a raffle. You never saw anything like it. What a boiling piece. What a size. What a figure. Just like a Venetian blind with the cord broke. It's remarkable how far the human skin will stretch without bursting. Still, I love her, every acre of her. I don't mind her both. What annoys me, she's got no brains, no sense, no tact. Last summer, me and her was in a Shadowbang smash. And if I hadn't have kicked her in the jaw, we wouldn't have got a penny. It beats me how a woman without brains can live so long. I think she's studying to be an idiot. Always worrying about something. And I don't know, always worrying about her diet. Her diet says she's going on the A diet that ought to suit her. She's like a blooming horse. See her with the nose bag on, it's an education. Her stomach's got no memory. She sat down today, she had a beef steak. If it had been any bigger, she could have milked it. Worrying about her figure. 4 hours the other day up at the beauty specialist. I don't think she got served. Keeps dodging up there, having her face lifted. She's had her face lifted so many times, her skin's that tight. Every time she sits down, her mouth flies open. Not only worries about her own figure, she worries about mine and all. Started grousing about my circumference. I had to go up to the doctor looked at it, he said, "What's the matter with it?" I says, "Nothing, but ain't it a beauty?" He says, "It's perfectly natural." I says, "I know, but my old woman says it looks untidy." Oh, he says, "Well, what do you want me to do?" He says, "You want to get rid of it?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, I'll have to have your cooperation." I said, "To remove the cooperation, you shall have my cooperation." He said, "You know what it is?" I said, "I've not the slightest idea." He says, "It's beer." I said, "What, all of it?" "Oh, it's worth a bob or two, ain't it?" He said, "Well, if you want to get rid of it, you'll have to give up the beer." I said, "A splendid idea. What am I going to drink?" He says, "Drink milk. Go on a milk diet." I tried it for 3 weeks. I had to buy a brassiere. You know, my old woman... Hey! Full of bright ideas, she is. Tell you what I lost on the swings, I gained on the roundabout. Always find something to worry about. She's been worrying about these air raid precautions. Wasn't satisfied. She went up to town hall. The bloke gave her a gas mask. She put it on. It's an improvement. Frightened all the kids. It made me laugh. She says, "All right, you laughing. You don't take this thing serious. You didn't laugh when the war was on, when the Zeppelins come over." All right, Zeppelins come right over our place. One come over my allotment, dropped a bomb on it, shelled all me peas. You never think it'd mess it all around. A lot of things came up I never planted. Don't know, I can't understand it. My old woman, to think she should... A woman of experience. She's travelled all over the country. When I first met her, she was travelling round with the circus. The tattooed lady, tattooed all over. Very interesting. At night when I can't sleep, I sit up in bed and look at the pictures. Trouble is, she's getting so fat that all the pictures are out of focus, you know, on her chest. On her chest, she's got a big battleship. When I first knew it was only a rowing boat. Well, that'll give you a slight idea. See, when we got married, she told me she was a widow, said she had 7 youngsters up in the cemetery. She didn't tell me they'd only gone up there to play. I had to find that out for myself. 7 of them, and the youngest, little Sebastian. And what a little Sebastian. I'll have him this time. Can't do nothing with him. I said to him just before last Christmas, I said, if you don't behave yourself, you get nothing in your stocking. Christmas Eve, out he goes to play, breaks a couple of windows, the wife fetches him indoors, shoves him upstairs to bed, he goes and knocks the handle off the jug. And you're a bit ahead of me, aren't you? When I went to have a look at him, there he was, laid fast asleep in his bed, and his stocking hung on the bed rail. I thought I'd teach him a lesson. I get his stocking downstairs, I go, I get the shovel, and away I go up the garden. I took his stocking and I filled it, took it back and hung it on the bed rail where I found it. And the following morning, Christmas morning, up he gets, out he goes to play, and I heard him shout the lad next door. I said, hey, what did you get your stuck in this morning, Jack? The lad next door said, well, I got a clockwork engine, a mouth organ, sweets, nuts, oranges, and 2 new pennies. Did you get anything, Sebastian? He says, lummy, not a hog. I had a horse, but he got away. Well, what can you do with him? And yet they spend money on the education of the rising generation. That's her lot. There's 7 in her lot. Then there's my lot, then there's our lot. What a lot. There ain't going to be no more. Not likely. The wheel of the wagon is broke. Don't know what to do with them all where we're living at present in one of these new housing muni-pistol houses. You got no room for nothing. No room for furniture, a couple of chairs in the house, 24 of us in the family. My turn to sit down a week next Friday. I'm enjoying it. You can't keep yourself to yourself. Fall to that thing, you can hear the woman next door change her mind. Put a shovel full of coal on your fire, cooking somebody else's dinner. Every time they pull the chain next door, they empty our bath. Now who's going to live in a house like that and pay rent for it? Poor doors down from Huster's house. I wouldn't live in for a pension. A bloke moved in 3 weeks ago. I knew he wouldn't stop. I told him. I said I wouldn't live in that house rent-free. He said, what's up with the house? I said, what's up with it? I said, it's full of fleas. He said, oh, I said, worry, we're bringing a team that'll whack 'em. Will he come out? So toiling, grassing, borrowing, a tannery way when he can. The backbone of our hardy race is the British working